I'm Melissa Torres.
And I'm Marmie Leech.
And this is Movin with Mel and Marm. Hey, Marmie.
Hey, Melissa.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. How about you?
Doing good. Any big plans for Valentine's Day?
Ooh, nothing yet. It's a busy time of year. We have like all the girls' birthdays, and so we're prepping that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good.
Hopefully Ryan will surprise me with something. Last year, like day of Valentine's Day, I had to be like, where are my flowers?
Oh. Peter is really good at that kind of stuff. I'm the one who's really bad.
Yeah.
But
I am going to like a Galentine's like flower making thing. Yeah.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
Well, today's episode, I have some questions for you.
Ooh,
and
I'm nervous.
Marmie has not been prepped. She has no idea what I'm going to ask her. So let's see how you do.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay. So we're going to start pretty easy.
Okay.
Where did you grow up?
So I was actually born in Alabama, but I lived there for like 2 years. And then we moved back home to where my parents were from, which is Lexington, Kentucky.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where did you go to college?
I went to SMU, and that's how I got to Dallas. So,
Okay.
kind of random coming from Lexington, Kentucky. There were like maybe 3 people from Kentucky at SMU.
Oh, how
So
funny.
it was like definitely a culture shock for me. Yeah.
Yep. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple. And I do have a funny story about it. So, this is on my mind because we went to Disney with the girls in December. But as a kid, I like loved purple. And so when the first time I went to Disney, I think I was like 3 or something. This is just a story my parents tell me. I was obsessed with the purple Dumbo, and we were like in line, and I like refused to get on any other Dumbo. I was like, no, I have to get on the purple Dumbo. And they were like, okay, she can wait for like the next round.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
ever since then, I'm just obsessed with purple.
Good to know.
Yeah.
What is your favorite food?
Oh my gosh, that's a hard one. My favorite food is like type of cuisine or just like, okay, my favorite type of cuisine is Tex-Mex. I love it. But if I had to choose like one food that just makes me feel really good, it's a toasted English muffin with butter. It's just so good.
Really?
The crevices, the butter gets in the crevices. It's delightful.
Okay, that is surprising. Very surprising.
I like bland food. Like I don't want like this heavy, rich like meal. I just like simple things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I know the answer to this one, but what is your favorite type of music?
I have a lot of genres. Evermore, folklore, Reputation, Lover, Debut, Red, Midnights. Those are all Taylor Swift albums. So I don't really know what you would call her music because it is all different genres, but all the albums are my different genres.
Love it. What is your favorite childhood memory?
Probably just being in Sanibel. Like I started going there ever since I was born, and just being on the beach and hunting for shells and just spending time in nature. That's like my favorite place. Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to do in your spare time?
Go to Sanibel to go to the beach. That's not like everyday spare time though.
Yeah.
So like everyday spare time, I mean, I love playing with my girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a girl's girl.
Okay. What is your most embarrassing childhood memory?
Oh my God. So I was still a child, but I was old enough to know better.
Okay.
I think I was probably like 13 or 14. I really thought that if I could just like will myself to be a good singer, but I am not a good singer. And so I used to be a swimmer.
Okay.
And there's a backstory to this. So it's going to take a little bit. So I was a swimmer, like a competitive swimmer. And so we would have swim meets that were the entire weekend long, like Friday to end of the day, Sunday. And my mom hated volunteering at the swim meets, like with a passion. She didn't like to be there like all day around all the other parents that were like super into it. She just didn't like it. She liked cheering me on, but not volunteering.
Yeah.
So she's going to like hate me for saying this. But so if you sang the national anthem, you didn't have to volunteer. Like your parent didn't have to volunteer. You got like all the credits of the volunteer because she had to volunteer when we would host the swimmates at our team pool.
Okay.
So I took it upon myself to sing the national anthem for the entire swim meet, and it was so bad. Like, so bad. My voice was cracking. I think I practiced a few times, and then I was just like, I'm just going to wing it and go for it. So, like, she's nothing if not confident, but it was really bad, and I'm very embarrassed of it.
Is there a video? Does a video exist?
I don't know. I sure hope not.
Oh my goodness. That is so funny. I had a bad public singing
Did you?
experience. Yeah, I got a solo at it's probably like 7th or 8th grade choir.
Yeah.
No, it was 6th grade choir. And I was fine except for when I did it on stage, and then I sang way too high, and it was not okay.
But was it still good? Like, was your voice like cracking? Because my voice was cracking.
I mean, luckily it was not as long as it was like 2 lines.
Yeah.
But it was not good.
Yeah.
Like the day that we practiced, there was a boy in the choir that laughed out loud.
Oh, that's awful.
So I have never sang in front of anyone since then. So
I hope that boy is listening. And
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is it maybe he just couldn't help it? It was just so funny.
It was just so funny. You know, honestly, like singing in public, it is sort of a rite of passage. I mean, we've all like been in choir or something. It's just, it's just part of growing up.
Yep. Hey, this one's tough.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. What is your biggest fear?
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting deep.
You are getting deep. Okay. My biggest fear is probably like being on my deathbed and not feeling like I spent enough time with my family.
Mm.
Like my children, my husband, my parents, like either my deathbed or someone else's, and thinking, I wish we could have had more time.
Yeah.
But I think you probably always feel that. But I just always make it a point to like, we only have so much time together. Let's spend it together because I love you.
It's good that you're thinking of that now. What is your biggest life goal?
I would say my biggest life goal, like if I had to choose one that's my biggest one, it would be to be a present and great parent for my children.
I love that. Okay. Do you have any like off the wall dreams or goals?
So I have always been like a well-rounded person, if you call it that. I've tried a lot of things. I did have a blog for a minute and it was very embarrassing. But why not try?
Yeah.
So I would love to write a song one day. I just don't know how to do it. Like a legit song, and then like try to sell it to an artist.
Oh, okay. I never knew that.
Yeah.
What made you want to be a realtor?
I don't know. Why am I doing this? I'm just kidding. I think that, I was an attorney working at a title company. Mm-hmm. And so I was in real estate, just in a different role. And I realized in that role that I really liked I really liked customer service. So like my clients were the realtors. Mm-hmm. But I didn't love the work of being an attorney. And so I started thinking like, I've always wanted to be my own boss. And I think being a realtor, it's a great platform to like be your own boss. Mm-hmm. And I decided that why not use that customer service that I like in real estate. So,
love it.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the most expensive house that you've sold and the least expensive house?
Okay. So the most expensive was around 2.6. Mm-hmm. And then the least expensive was, I think it was like 128,000.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
What is your dream vacation other than Sanibel?
Yes, because Sanibel is like a vacation, but it's also like a homey place for me.
Yeah.
So my dream vacation I would love to go to like one of those islands in the Pacific, like
Ooh.
Bora Bora or Tahiti or Bali or something like that.
Yeah. What is your secret talent?
I don't know if it's a talent, but I have something that's a secret, but that's a little embarrassing. I don't know how to snap.
Okay.
So I snap, I can make a sound with my hands, but I snap backwards. So I'll just show you. I don't know how that happened. I noticed that I was snapping backwards, maybe like when I was 15. And I was like, I can't.
I'm over here like trying to figure out.
So I guess it's a talent because if you can't do it that way, then.
Yeah, there's no way. Like.
And I can't do it the other way. And I didn't notice till I was old enough that I'd been doing this way for so long. No one taught me. And so I just was watching people do it. And I guess I taught myself wrong. So that's my hidden talent, snapping backwards.
What is your favorite thing about yourself?
Oh. I don't know. I think that I am able to give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. What would you do for a living if you were not a realtor?
I would be an actress. Am I good at acting? Absolutely not. I did take an improv class one time, and it was very fun.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah, I liked it. But yeah, I think I've always wanted to be an actress.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What is your current hyperfixation?
I always have hyperfixations. So, my current hyperfixation is the late 1800s, so the Victorian era. The Victorian era.
Okay.
Part of this stemmed from I have been obsessed with Little Women for most of my life.
Okay.
And the reason was because in the 90s when the Winona Ryder version went to theaters, we went, and there's someone named Meg in the movie. I don't know if you know the story or the movie, but there's one sister's named Meg, but her real name's Margaret, and my name's Margaret. So I thought that was cool.
Okay.
But even the cooler part is that they call their mom Marmie.
Oh.
And that's like their nickname for their mom. And my nickname did not come from that, but I just always felt like there's another Marmie out there. So it started with Little Women. Well, I decided that I was going to actually read Little Women for the first time because I've always seen the movies. I see all the different, like there's a bunch of different versions of the film, like even one with Elizabeth Taylor. Mm-hmm. So I decided I was going to read the book. I bought like this really beautiful version of Little Women. It's like got art on the cover and stuff. And I have read like 3 chapters, not a reader. So I've read 3 chapters. It was fun. And then I started watching these shows, the show called The Buccaneers, and now I'm watching The Gilded Age on HBO. And I just think that the late 1800s seems like a really interesting time because you have this like
power struggle of like old money versus like new money, which is like the Vanderbilts. Like what I didn't realize is that even like the dukes and royals in England, because just being rich doesn't mean anything in America at this time. You're not old money, so you're not part of society.
So
interesting.
I just think there's so much happening, like the Industrial Revolution and, you know, past the Civil War, let's like say late 1800s. It just seems really interesting.
Nice.
So
where did your nickname come from?
So my brother is 18 months older than me, and we were born in Opelika, Alabama, which is like a suburb of Auburn, Alabama.
Okay.
And he was beginning to talk at 18 months old and had like a really, really thick accent. We have these home videos of him with like the funniest accent ever. And he could not say Margaret. And he just kept saying Marmie. And my parents thought it was so cute. And we have Margaret's a family name, so they needed a nickname anyway. Mm-hmm. So that's where it came from my brother.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a side note is that there have been times in my life where I've loved my name and I've hated my name. A lot of my friends growing up will know, if you're listening, that I would always tell them I hated the first day of school, and I was so embarrassed because the teacher would always be like, Margaret Markham, and I'd be like, here, I go by Marmie, and they'd go, what? And I was like, Marmie? And they were like, can you spell that for me? So, and like, there were probably some teachers who were like so jaded by like the public school I went to that they thought I was like joking or being bad. It was a really stressful day for me.
Well, that is 20 questions.
Love it. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely.
All right.
See you
Till
later.
next time.